What's good? Welcome back to another session. For this video, I want to test out the EZA Physical Type Vegeta Jr. with the Intelligence Goku Jr. and see how they link up together. Now, this is on the Childhood Saga category, which also includes the Leader Skill boost for the Boys and Girls category as well. So with that in mind, we'll be able to include a different category besides the Hybrid Saiyans, which they could also be ran on, but since it is a new category, I wanted to test them out on this setup. So again, these are free-to-play units that both of them did get EZAs, and they're actually quite good. And let's run through the stats, and we'll talk about each unit briefly. So the Super Saiyan Goku Jr. unit, after the EZA, is a Dragon Ball Seekers category lead with plus 3 key HP attack and defense increase to 77%, or Intelligence type key plus 2 HP attack and defense increase to 30%. Now, the super attack will raise defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. The passive skill is key plus 2 at the start of the turn. Attack increases 60% when performing a super attack, with also a great chance of additional attack and defense increase of 60%. Links include Courage, that is going to be plus 1 key, Golden Warrior, plus 1 key, enemies defense minus 2,000. Super Saiyan's 10% to attack, all in the family, 15% to defense. Saiyan Lineage, plus 1 key. GT is plus 2 key. Shattering the Limit is plus 2 key. Total of 4 categories for this unit: Hybrid Saiyans, Dragon Ball Seekers, Goku's Family, and Boys and Girls. So 100% potential, you're looking at HP at 10,590, attack is 10,590, and defense is 7,044. But that is actually the rainbow stats before the EZA. With the EZA, you're looking at HP of 12,503, attack of 12,527, and defense is 7,928. The 12 key multiplier is a little bit on the low side. It is 125%. It would have been nice if it was like at least 130%, but it is what it is. Over on to the Vegeta unit. This one is a Hybrid Saiyans category lead, plus 3 key HP attack and defense increase of 77%, and then also physical type key plus 2 HP attack and defense of 30%. This unit also has the ability to raise defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy as part of the super attack. For the passive skill, attack and defense increases 60% at the start of the turn, plus an additional plus 2 key, and attack increase of 50% for 5 turns after receiving an attack. So this unit does better once being attacked, so it's likely you want to include him at least in the first or second slot condition-wise, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Links, you're looking at Saiyan Lineage, plus 1 key. Royal Lineage is also plus 1 key. Infighter is 10% to attack. Enemies defense minus 10%. GT is plus 2 key. Super Saiyan 10% to attack. Golden Warrior is plus 1 key. Enemies defense minus 2,000. And finally, Shattering the Limit is plus 2 key. This unit falls into 4 categories as well: World Tournament, Hybrid Saiyans, Vegeta's Family, and Boys and Girls. So again, this showcase is going to be on the Boys and Girls category since the Kid Goku unit from the Dokkan Fest banner does provide the secondary leader skill for that category. At 100% potential, you're looking at HP of 12,942, attack of 12,725, and defense of 7,970. Again, 12 key multiplier is the same as the Goku Jr. unit at 125%. So overall, again, these are free-to-play units and very solid units. Definitely recommend the grind if you haven't already done so when it is available. I'm not sure if it's still available in JP or not, but Global should be getting the EZA for these units as well. Again, pretty good units. I would definitely go through the stages and events to grind for them. From what I remember, these units do not require potential orbs that are type specific. They have their special event potential orbs, so you're essentially not having to waste any of the type potential orbs. So I mean, more of a reason to go through the grind, And I can't remember the EZA what the disadvantages were. Probably from what I remember, one is going to, like, Goku will be the Vegeta's Family category, and then Vegeta Jr. will be the Goku's Family category. So that's what I think it is. I mean, it's quite obvious, but correct me if I'm wrong with that. Again, the Goku Jr. unit does have a great chance to increase that attack and defense as part of the secondary passive by, 60%. So, that definitely does add up on top of that 60% from the first passive skill. So, essentially you're looking at 120% overall to attack, and then Vegeta Jr., the condition is you basically just have to be attacked first in order to get that secondary passive of 50%, so a total of 110% to attack from the passive alone. So pretty good. Even though both the units only have supreme damage, they actually do hit for quite a decent amount on the appropriate categories. For this one, you're looking at 947 for the Goku Junior unit, but you can get upwards of 1.2 million depending on if the secondary passive activates and if you have some good support units on the rotation. The Vegeta Junior unit does get up there in terms of stats, even without I think the passive activating, or if it is, I mean you can get it upwards of like 1.3 million with the right rotational setup. With some supporting units on the rotation. So, very good units. It's not necessarily required to have a supporting unit, like as you see right here. Like without any passive support, it's still going to be 1.1 million in terms of stat potentials. Goku Jr. is a little bit less at 947,000, but that's really close to a million, and still a pretty good output number. So these two units are definitely pretty solid. They do share enough link skills together. Mainly, GT Super Saiyan. Shattering the Limit is definitely another one. So quite a bit of key links together. Goku Jr. does have All in the Family and stuff like that. So that definitely does help in terms of raising defense a little bit. The Vegeta Jr. unit, now if he gets attacked with a super attack with type disadvantage, I mean, yeah, you're definitely looking at some decent damage done, like close to 100,000 or more. But in scenarios outside of that, defense is very good for both the units, honestly. And again, they're definitely worthwhile to include on a team. Again, I wanted to do a showcase for these two units linked up together throughout the video. That's mainly the whole purpose of this, is just to see how they link up. Again, they do share a lot of link skills, so it's not really something you necessarily need to force. It kind of works itself out, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the whole takeaway from that. I mean the boys and girls category is definitely pretty decent. Again, the Kid Goku unit from the Dokkan Fest unit is definitely the best category lead for this setup at this point. But honestly, it's a pretty fun category to run. It's obviously not the best by any means. I mean, but you still get 150% stat boost overall, and there's a decent amount of units that fall into that category. So again, you can combine this with the Childhood Saga category as well, because Kid Goku has leader skills for both. He's a dual category lead, so you can certainly include combinations of both. That kind of works itself out in that sense. So. There are some units within, the Childhood Saga that could link up relatively well with these units as well, provide some support. Like you saw the, the free-to-play LR Goku and Arale unit. They fall into both of those categories too, if not one, which being the, the Childhood Saga category. So, a lot of good units fall into it, and things are definitely pretty decent for this unit. Again, it's not the best category by any means and whatnot, but it's still a pretty good, solid category team overall. And it's at the end of the day, it's a fun team to run. Not really struggling too much with Boss Rush 7. When they take hits, they definitely do take hits, but even with that in mind. This team's pretty solid. The only issue I see is the Burai unit. She can be a liability at times because she does take some decent hits. Her defense necessarily isn't that great, but her passive skill is such a great skill set to have for the rest of the team. It's kind of like sometimes you have to force her into the team. You know what I mean? Especially for showcases where you want to maximize the unit's potentials and whatnot. So. That's pretty much, the takeaway from that. And you can certainly omit her out and just include her with include the team with a much better unit than her. But in this case, I wanted to leave that unit in just to provide that support. I do really like the free-to-play LR Goku and Arale unit. They're definitely very nice units. It's a great card. Hits for quite well. This isn't really necessarily a showcase for that, so you're seeing glimpses of their potential. But I've done showcase for those units in the past, so if you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. So LRB pen does also provide that 33% as well as from the active skill that activates after 3 turns from the start of battle. So that definitely does help as well. And you can see the stats go up quite a bit. Once all their passives are active, they do quite well. So this is the showcase for the 100% potential EZAs for both the Vegeta Jr. and Super Saiyan Goku Jr. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.